Hello and welcome. On Friday in late September 2025 at 33 Orr Street in Queenstown, Tasmania, a key turns for the last time. Bendigo Bank is closing its doors permanently. For many locals, it's not just a bank branch shutting. It's a lifeline cruelly sabotaged by a transnational banking cartel's self-interest. Its noble history callously betrayed and shuttered. And it's the latest sign that face-to-face banking in regional Australia is vanishing, or rather, being systematically eliminated. The nearest full-service bank is 2.5 hours drive distant. Bendigo Bank has, with inhumanely brutal indifference, confirmed it will close its Queenstown branch as part of a wider consolidation across 10 regional locations. Predictably, the bank cites declining over-the-counter transactions, rising costs, and the steady shift to digital services, despite unconscionably duplicitous reassurances to locals about the branch's future. They blatantly and repeatedly lied, so in Queenstown resentment grows. For numerous residents, particularly older adults, caregivers, small business owners, and those who depend on cash transactions, transitioning to online platforms is a punishingly inadequate solution. It's a callously insensitive shutdown of Queenstown's financial autonomy. Residents were repeatedly assured this branch would stay, and consequently set their budgets around cash. Many now complain they can't just jump on an app or drive 5-hour round trips to Burnie for banking needs. Community leaders echo the mounting frustration. West Coast Mayor Shane Pitt says the decision arrived with no prior consultation and with unavoidably devastating consequences. Tourism operators need daily banking. Elderly residents need trusted staff to navigate forms. And many locals simply don't have stable internet or transport. The town's other ATM isn't Bendigo's, and it charges fees. For the people most dependent on cash, access becomes unreliable and more expensive. A petition circulates, signatures pile up, and beneath the anger sits a deeper anxiety. When the bank leaves, who leaves next? When the last branch goes, the effects ripple far beyond the teller window. Older residents and people with disabilities faced reduced independence, forced to wrangle with call centres and complex apps, or to travel long distances for help. Small businesses lose relationship banking, those quick, local conversations that keep cash moving and credit lines flexible. That chills investment and dilutes consumer confidence. Basic inclusion, opening an account, proving identity, accessing credit gets harder, especially without reliable internet or comfort with digital tools. Fees creep in on cash withdrawals. The people least able to absorb extra costs pay the most. And identity, community identity, takes a huge hit. When major institutions pull out, it signals that the region is a low priority. That erodes trust, safety, and the story a town tells about its future. National inquiries have warned about this domino effect. Closures feed social isolation, a democratic deficit in already marginalised areas, and a drift of people and businesses away from regional towns. Queenstown now sits at the centre of that national picture. There's another layer to this story, a shift in public mood that's getting darker. As branches close and cash gets harder to manage, Australians are herded towards systems they neither chose, want, nor trust. Two flashpoints keep coming up in conversation: digital IDs and central bank digital currencies, CBDCs. Government-backed systems promise fewer passwords and safer verification. The official line emphasises privacy protections and voluntariness. But on the ground, people worry about function creep. Today for convenience, tomorrow required for essential services. If you live where the internet is patchy, digital first soon becomes digital only. The Reserve Bank has run pilots exploring how a digital Australian dollar might work. Officials say there's no decision to roll out a retail CBDC, and any move would involve significant consultation. Well, we've heard that before. But in the wake of branch closures, many hear CBDC and think control, programmable money, automatic restrictions, surveillance. Even if that's not the policy intent, the perception is real and growing. This is where infrastructure meets trust. You can build a digital highway, but when people see it heading in the wrong direction, they'll resist. Bank closures, debanking stories, and the steady disappearance of cash acceptance in some places all feed a broader unease, a fear that opting out won't be possible in the near future. For the record, public agencies stress safeguards. A retail CBDC hasn't yet been approved. Digital ID frameworks emphasise consent and privacy oversight. Those are indeed important facts, but the facts are now wrestling with feelings. Feelings formed in towns where an online-only message collides with dead zones, long drives, and a closing door at 33 Orr Street. Across Queenstown and beyond, you'll hear a common refrain: keep access real, not theoretical. Here are some proposals gaining traction: a rural service levy on banks to fund minimum branch coverage in regional Australia, a legislated right to cash and a cash access guarantee ensuring fee-free ATMs and deposit facilities within reasonable distance, community or government-backed alternatives, including exploring a public or community bank model, or expanded services through Australia Post with real in-branch capability, a moratorium on further regional closures pending independent place-based impact assessments and viable alternatives, mobile banking vans on regular schedules, plus rotating in-person service days at council or community hubs, analogue parity in digital policy, mandated online and in-person options for essential services with clear service level guarantees, targeted digital inclusion, subsidised connectivity, training and helplines staffed by humans who can solve problems, not just recite scripts. These aren't anti-technology ideas, they're pro-access. They're about choice, so that digital convenience doesn't become digital compulsion. Queenstown's story is bigger than one town and one bank. It's a stress test for how we resist globalist oppression, how we modernise without leaving people behind. Closing a branch might make sense on a spreadsheet, but it can also pull a thread that unravels community cohesion, local business, confidence, and democratic trust. When we talk about digital IDs and CBDCs, we're really talking about consent and control. Do people feel they can say no Do they feel heard? Do they have a practical, dignified way to participate, online or off? At 33 Orr Street, a door closes, but across Queenstown, others open. At the council, at the corner shop, at kitchen tables, where budgets are counted in notes and coins. This is where the future of regional Australia is being negotiated in daily life, not policy papers. The sociopathic closure of Bendigo Bank in Queenstown isn't just a corporate decision. It's a watershed, exposing inequities, galvanising activism, and forcing a national conversation about choice, access and trust. Because when money moves, communities move. The question is, who decides the direction? However, there's a simple solution that I've reported on before. Establish a public postal bank owned by the people and functioning for the people. This easy remedy is what globalist oppressors fear the most. Imagine a national postal bank that protects our post offices, restores essential banking services to every community, and insulates our financial system from the boa constrictor death grip of the big four banks. But making that vision a reality needs action, collectively with focused determination. To this end, we need more grassroots, independent reporters, unburdened by corporate control, with objective investigations into globalism's war on humanity. Independent citizen social media journalism has become the sole remaining source of truth, since corrupt mainstream media exclusively serves deceptive misinformation and propaganda. Concluding this report coincides with violent rioting in Nepal that's seen horrific scenes of a vengeful public unleashing lethal assaults upon corrupt politicians. Please note, this channel does not condone any form of violence or lynch mob vigilantism, but we do understand the outrageously entitled degeneracies provoking it. Australia's career criminal bankers and irredeemably corrupt politicians should pay close attention here, as decent people in countries everywhere have limits, and they've had enough. In Nepal, a line was crossed, which raises the question if and when something similar might happen here. Bendigo Bank's globalist-driven financial sabotage of Queenstown's community might just prove a more pivotal event than currently imagined. Thank you for watching.